when I was younger, I remember I was doing jiu-jitsu for a while, and I was training, and I was doing all these other things like swimming and weights and all these things to try to kind of boost that up. And I remember just like kind of looking at the way that I was standing and feeling like things were just out of whack with my body, but not being able to know a path to kind of bring them back into alignment or something.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was quite kind of an uncomfortable feeling, just kind of not knowing where to go and what that would look like. And it seems like the Alexander technique is kind of made for that in a sense. It's like a realignment.
Yeah, it's a how-to. It's a means whereby.
Yes.
As we call it, so that I can do whatever. So it's, you know, sometimes I like to think of it as, you know, here we are, we're born with a mechanism that knows how to stand up. How does it happen? Well, most of us don't really know. You know, there I am standing on the ground, gravity's holding me there. And then how do I maintain this uprightness? It's a system that we've evolved with. Mm-hmm. And we don't need to interfere with it. Because as children are beautifully balanced, usually. Mm-hmm. And in relation to the ground. But we interfere with it. And then we don't know what to do. Then we have no way out. And I guess that's what this provides, is a means to get back in contact, if you like, or coordination with that system that's in there. And we don't need to be doing the extra to try and hold ourselves up.
Yeah. So this has got so many parallels to other things that we kind of explore, that I explore as well. And there's a sense of, like removing rather like the layers that have been put on top based back to a purity or something. Yeah, and also this idea, like we lose so many things that we have when we're children, sense of playfulness and curiosity and aliveness for a lot of different reasons. Yeah, is like another one. But you're just talking, it's like you're speaking about a lot of things that I speak about on the podcast, but from this totally different perspective, looking at it from almost like entirely beginning from the body with the realization of interconnectedness. That's fascinating. Yeah.
And as you say, it's about sort of stopping stuff. So it's like we load over the top of this beautiful coordination a bunch of stuff for whatever reason. It doesn't matter actually what the reason is. But in the moment of an Alexander technique lesson, we can learn how to undo that stuff. And so it's more about looking at what I am doing that's unnecessary, and can I just stop doing it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's confronting for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's very confronting because we're in these kind of motions already, and it's like putting a bit of a block in the way. And I guess that's the question of attitude comes up. Like, I'm sure that would be quite an important thing. Like, you already mentioned the attitude of being gentle with oneself through the process. Are there any other attitudes that kind of are important to embody or to keep in mind at least?
Well, you've got to have an open mind, whatever that means. But, you know, people do come with preconceived ideas.
Yeah.
And they come with, I like to sort of say, well, you know, we all have a kind of a style of the way that our brain operates. You know, some people are predominantly more pessimistic, others are more optimistic. Some people are highly critical, some are very, very analytical. So it's like they've got an underlying activation of their brain. Now, sometimes if people are really, really stuck in those, particularly analytical, very difficult to get them in their bodies. And sometimes can be very, very difficult to teach.
Is there a technique that you employ when things are really difficult to just kind of be a catalyst for that kind of new birth to take place?
Well, we do table work, which is really nice. You know, we put
table work.
Yeah, so we just lie people on the table. It's called semi-supine. Some people call it constructive rest. Lying on the floor or on a table with a book under your head and your knees up, so your feet are on the floor, knees bent. Then we just think the directions. We start actually running the patterns of don't interfere, or just observe, don't interfere with anything. Now think the length of my head to my tailbone, let them softly go away from each other, and start to, run the patterns of new thinking. Can calm their system and bring them back into their body. But sometimes people come because they've been told that they should. It's usually not a good space.
There seems to be like like we said earlier about this kind of active effort as well as the letting go combined, rather than a forcefulness or something.
That's right.
If you enjoyed this clip, the full episode will be made available up here somewhere, so feel free to check that out. If you're someone that's interested in working one-on-one with me and developing your practice of presence, reflecting on your life at the moment and calibrating your trajectory, then feel free to head over to todaydreamer.com and get in touch. There's also a full catalogue of episodes available on the website, which are there to help you cultivate the practice of presence so that you can more deeply participate in the blossoming of the emergent world story. Until next time, be well.